What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Thiago Silva's upgraded inform card. Obviously we have got his one to watch, so it just makes sense to try and see what this card's like and kind of pinpoint when he is actually usable. And I think there's only one answer for that. So let's get into some in-game and we'll reveal all then. So if we do look at Thiago Silva, he is a good player, or he was a good player. The one problem with most of these defenders, and especially being 36 years old, he's got cracking defending. He is a absolute unit when it comes to a tackle. The big problem with him is his pace, and I think there is only one solution for this card, and that is a flashback Thiago Silva. It will upgrade his pace to like 70-80 plus. That for me is probably the only chance Thiago Silva has got to be somewhat of a usable card. His pace is just far too bad to be using, and that is straight off the truth, really, and that is his review in entirety. He's okay to use in terms of like defensively, but as soon as they get past you, he is so slow to try and catch up, to try and keep with. You'll see many clips with him where it's just not possible. He's got 58 acceleration with 62 sprint speed. He's even come up, well, he's come up 1. So if that's what he's going to do, he's going to have to be a 99 rated card before he gets about 80 pace, and that's just far too much for him to actually get. And it's a shame, because I really did like Thiago Silva. When we get into the end review, I'll show you the generations, and some of the cards that we had of Thiago Silva is absolutely incredible. His AC Milan days, even if his start of his PSG days, they were really good cards, and I'm glad that he is kind of still hanging on, and he's managed to find his way into the Prem. And I think in real life he's doing okay. Personally not a Chelsea fan, but I believe he's got an inform, so he's obviously doing something right. He is only 24k on the Xbox, 25 on a PlayStation, and predominantly he is a fodder card. The SBC for the one to watch was very cheap, even cheaper than his inform right now, so I think that was a no-brainer anyway. It was literally nothing to do. He is a 2-star, 3-star. He is 6 foot with the medium attacking and the high defensive. His defensive stats, obviously, as you'll see, are fantastic. He's got really nice defensive stats, and obviously the one thing you're going to have to put on him is a shadow, and unfortunately, even with a shadow, it only takes him to 70 pace on the overall. It's just not good enough. You can get defenders that are 75 rated, 78 rated with more pace, and that card technically is better because of the pace element of the game. Obviously defensively it matters as well, but I think unless you can kind of literally hold drop back and keep him and it's still basically and get the players to run into him, it's just not possible to use him. I really struggled using him. I think at the start of the game I felt like he was okay-ish, just because everybody else's teams weren't necessarily as advanced as a lot of people's in comparison to now. Whereas now we've got Mbappe coming up against him, Neymar, Ronaldo, even like the likes of Werner, Inform, Rashford. They absolutely tear him apart, and I played quite a few matches with him, and it just really struggled. He really could not keep up with anybody, and he was getting blitzed left, right and centre. Yes, you've got a certain way to play with him, and I think he'd play well in a 5 at the back. In fact, just to have that one extra man, you could kind of push him forward so that he's kind of out the equation and always going for that tackle, but then he's got the kind of defensive line behind him. That for me would be a really nice tactic with him. Obviously not many people are going to be using 5 at the back, and I don't think a lot of people are going to be using Thiago Silva, if I'm honest, but it's still nice to see him do well. And I think because we've got him one to watch, I wanted to see what he's like. What was his comparison to the time before? I have used his 85 before, and obviously we've used his 86, his 85 one to watch card, so I just wanted to see what the comparison was like, and really there isn't much difference in my opinion. Obviously we've always had a shadow on him, and he's had an extra pace shooting, 2 dribbling, 2 passing, 1 defending and 1 physical. So right now there's not a huge increase in everything, but if he does manage to get a couple more, I think even then he's still probably not usable. but he makes absolutely great fodder at the end of it. So if we could get a 90 rated Thiago Silva, absolutely brilliant. And if we do get a flashback, even better, and that's going to be a card that really will be usable. But anyway, let's get into some gameplay, see some of his tackles. So going into the gameplay of him, it really pains me to see some of these because he is very good at tackling, and you'll see in quite a few of them, if he can stand, he's very nice at this, and we're lucky this guy stopped, because otherwise he would have not caught up with him, and that was a bit of my fault in general. The kind of user error really struggled with kind of making that recovery, and that's the problem. You made one error with him, he's going to lose the ball. You see here, he manages again just to catch up, just because of that stop. And again, he makes a cracking tackle. I'm jockeying him, I'm doing well with him. You kind of don't want to kind of run with him constantly, because as soon as he tries to turn, that's when it's like a truck, and really you're just not going to get away. Luckily again, managing to intercept, that's what he's good at. The kind of cleanups, the cleanup crew, the tackler, that's about it. In terms of running, don't bother with him. He will not run whatsoever. But as an overall of him, I like the guy. I don't like the card. I feel like there's better out there, which we will get into in terms of the links as well. But other than that, there isn't a huge much to kind of go about him. He is just that fodder card, if anything, and it's a shame because obviously, like I say, he's a card that's come from the very beginning. 36 years old, still playing for a very good team, being a first team player. I can't fault him one bit for his in real life. It is just FIFA. It was never going to translate well. So if we do go into his overall, as you see, 24-26, if we look at his 86, his SBC was 12k on the Xbox and 11 on the PlayStation. Very easy to do. I can't even remember what the requirements were now, but very, very simple to do. And obviously the price is practically half. So already you're making good, not necessarily profit, but a nice card return already. I didn't think he'd actually get a one to watch upgrade in quite some weeks, so it's nice to see that already taking that return. As you can see, defensively solid. There's nothing wrong with him. He is a wonderful, wonderful defender. It is just bound down to that, in my opinion, and a bit of agility balance, but I think it really lies down on the pace. In terms of generations then, as we can see, we go back right to the 80 where it all kind of began. We then got a couple of relatively okay cards of him, but then it switched. We went from an 83 rated card all the way up to an 87. He then went to PSG at his 87, getting his first team of the season, second team of the season, third, even getting a team of the year in FIFA 16, then managing to get another team of the season. I think literally every year he has managed to get a team of the season. So it's going to be very difficult to maybe not see a team of the season of him. Hopefully we do, because he's on at the minute from FIFA 13 all the way up. So nearly, what, 8 years is that? 8 years of team of the seasons if he gets one this year. That is absolutely incredible, and there's not many people that have done that. That is a very nice feat for him. Obviously doing it in France is a little bit easier because he was the big name there, but still don't take anything away from him. He's a cracking card, some nice links. Obviously Brazilian, very, very nice links in the Prem, especially with the tellers that we've got. Also Alisson, Edison, Militao if you want to link him to another league, and then similar cards or cards that I'd probably choose over him. The two Liverpool boys, Virgil, Gomez, very, very high in price, but well worth the return. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. I've given him a 6 out of 10 personally. Let me know down below what you think of Thiago Silva. Do you have him in a Chelsea past and present? Maybe you're a Chelsea fan, and I don't blame you for wanting him in that kind of SBC team, and more, not SBC team, but more kind of like challenge team as such. Let me know down below if you're going to use it. Have you used it? And have you done his one to watch? Let me know down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you for the next one.